If you're a Star Wars fan, then stick around, because you're about to discover 15 amazing facts about Star Wars Episode 6: Return of the Jedi. Alec Guinness didn't like his role in the movie. Upon being asked to do Return of the Jedi, Guinness mentioned in his biography that he thought the part was dull, but it would have been mean to refuse the role, so he agreed to play Obi-Wan one more time out of respect for George Lucas. Yoda was originally left out of the story, but George Lucas eventually put him in, because he was advised that another character needed to confirm that Vader is Luke's father, in order for audiences to fully believe that the revelation was true. The movie almost had a different title. Some of the studio execs at 20th Century Fox thought Return of the Jedi was too bland, so Lucas agreed to change the title to Revenge of the Jedi. The title lasted all the way up to the early marketing of the movie, with a teaser trailer and posters, but before the movie's release, Lucas changed it back because Jedis don't take revenge. Jabba the Hutt was the most complex puppet of its time. The Jabba the Hutt puppet reportedly took a team 3 months to build, cost $500,000 to make, and weighed 2,000 pounds. The massive puppet took at least 6 people to operate, including a little person that controlled Jabba's tail while sitting down inside it. Boush's voice is famous from another movie you might know. The voice of Princess Leia's bounty hunter disguise, Boush, was done by Pat Welsh, who was the voice of E.T. Anthony Daniels had a panic attack during one of his scenes. During the shot when Salacious Crumb is chewing off C-3PO's eye, Anthony Daniels had a panic attack while inside his suit. All his lines were dubbed in post-production because he kept saying get me up," until the crew rushed in to remove his helmet. Luke's new lightsaber was meant to be blue, but there was a problem in the sequence on Jabba's barge when Luke's blue lightsaber blended in with the blue skies of Tatooine, so George Lucas changed the saber color to green to have it contrast with the sky. The fly-through shots from the speeder bike sequence were achieved by having a camera operator walk through the forest with a Steadicam while filming 1 frame per second. When the footage was played back at 24 frames per second, it gave the appearance of flying through the forest at high speeds. Ewoks weren't originally planned to be in the movie. Their part in the story was going to be played by the Wookiees on their home planet instead, but Lucas eventually changed his mind, because Wookiees are a technologically advanced race, and he wanted the Empire to square off against a more primitive species. Wicket was almost played by R2-D2 actor Kenny Baker, but a sudden case of food poisoning forced him to withdraw, so an 11-year-old Warwick Davis took his place, and he would go on to become a respected actor, appearing in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, Willow, and Harry Potter films. Here's the secret behind some of the sounds from Return of the Jedi. Cheese casserole was used to make the wet sound of Jabba the Hutt's speech. The carbonite slab falling on the wall was the sound of a dumpster being slammed on a driveway, and the rancor was created from the bark of a Dachshund. Vader and Luke's lightsabers were props used from earlier movies. According to Wired.com, Darth Vader's lightsaber was actually a Luke Skywalker saber from The Empire Strikes Back, because all of Vader's had mysteriously disappeared between movies, and Luke's new saber was one of Obi-Wan's from A New Hope. The famous "It's a trap" line wasn't planned to be in the movie. The line was scripted as "It's a trick," but it was changed later on during reshoots since it tested poorly in early screenings. Han Solo almost got killed off twice. During contract negotiations on A New Hope, George Lucas got Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher to sign contracts for 3 movies, but Harrison Ford wanted a movie-by-movie deal. Ford agreed to do the sequel, but in case he didn't come back again, Lucas had written him an out by freezing Han in carbonite, and then Lando would be the one to fill Han's function in the story. However, Ford did agree to do Return of the Jedi, but he wanted Han to sacrifice himself for his friends because he didn't think the character had any more purpose, but Lucas overruled him in favor of the happy ending he wanted for his heroes. During pre-production, the ending was going to be a lot darker. During an early story meeting, George Lucas pitched an idea where Vader would sacrifice himself to save his son and kill the Emperor, but then Luke would take his father's mask off and put it on himself and say that he was now Vader and would eliminate the rest of the rebel forces. What do you think about the darker ending? It certainly would have changed episodes 7, 8, and 9. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. To discover more facts about other GDPG-13 movies, click a video on the screen, and subscribe and click the bell to keep learning more fun facts about your favorite films.